I think people are overwhelmed and overjoyed by the landscape down here. It's different, it's distinct in New Zealand. The Central Otago landscape, the climate, is often beautiful and sunny and dry, blue sky. It's such an exciting environment to be in.
The Dunstan Trail and Three Gorges trip is really just a journey about following the mighty Clutha River. With that, you get a complete diversity of landscape. You get to explore some really interesting little towns.
As soon as you arrive in Queenstown, you really feel like you're in a special place. It's majestic. We have gorgeous morning tea overlooking the Clutha River, and then we'll go across that old bridge. We go across to Arrowtown, and there's that gold mining history. And then we are on the Arrow River Trail right down to the Kawarau bungee bridge. And people enjoy crossing the bridge and having a good old close-up look at the bungee operation. Day 2 starts in Wanaka on the foreshore. It becomes interesting, the track. It's a little bit narrower as we get closer to Albertown. The highlight for me is Lake Hawea, and that's a lunch spot for us. It's right down on the lake. If you're keen on a swim, that's a good chance to get into the water. It's just a really stunning location. The Dunstan Trail's a little bit of an adventure for people. The climbs are significant and spectacular. There's a classic climb called the Ken Muir Ladder that takes you up about 300 metres, and it's incredibly satisfying to reach the top. A really special experience. For the Clutha Gold Trail and the Roxburgh Gorge, we start at Lawrence, where really the Otago Gold Rush started in 1861. So there's a lot of history there. And then we connect with the Clutha River and make our way upstream onto Roxburgh Dam. And then the final day is Roxburgh Gorge. That is a dramatic landscape with switchbacks, nicely graded trail. It's a really beautiful place to be.
Yeah, so Adventure South is all about just getting out and into the outdoors, and I think we do that in a way which is supported and guided. Not only do you feel like you're going to be exploring places which maybe you won't get to on your own, but you're going to be doing it in a really safe environment and a supportive environment, and in a way in which you're going to have a lot of fun as well. I think our team of guides are professionals at what they do. They deliver a really cool service, but at the heart of that is that they're really passionate about what they do.
I think we look after people really well. To facilitate an experience in the environment, to see the joy on people's faces is just, it gives you huge reward as a guide.
Operating nationally with over 30 years of experience gives us a real advantage in highlighting what people want and where they generally want to go, incorporating fantastic accommodation, beautiful meals, and as much off-the-bike activities as on-the-bike activities. A small vineyard in Clyde, so you get to speak and deal and have a tasting experience with the people who planted the vines. We've got a jetboat to transport guests across another section of trail, which is super cool.
We see old miners' caves and little dwellings. We've got also the historical accommodation that we experience, and people love that. It's walking back in time. It's something that you don't normally encounter.
It's really small and intimate and interesting, and that, I think, is what really brings the trip to life.
Being on the bike makes you engage with the environment. It's a really different type of holiday than, say, for example, driving in a car and just arriving at a destination. If you're on a bike, you're smelling the smells, you're feeling the sun or the wind, or it's just you're part of the landscape.
Ultimately, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to connect the rider and the guest to where we are. And that's when I think the magic happens.